Hello there, it's Cassidy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the place where we go behind the curtain and into the real life and history of William Shakespeare. 16th and 17th century England is a pretty exciting place, and this is the channel to go exploring with us through all of the games, crafts, food, clothes, and more that would have been around for the life of William Shakespeare. If you like that kind of history, then please hit like and subscribe because we're here every week. On June 2nd, 1609, a ship named the Sea Venture set sail for Jamestown, Virginia. On the way, the ship was blown off course by a horrible hurricane. The storm badly damaged the ship, and all hands on board fought off the rising water until the ship ran aground on the island of Bermuda. After salvaging parts of the Sea Venture to build another ship, the stranded group set sail again for Jamestown, arriving in Virginia on May 10th, 1610. Stephen Hopkins not only survived the Sea Venture hurricane, but would travel 11 years later on the Mayflower as both a guide and the father to Oceanus. Stephen Hopkins' life is pretty dramatic, and it seems to have inspired William Shakespeare for his play, The Tempest, and specifically for the character of Stephano. And the play was first performed just 1 year after the cast and crew of the Sea Venture landed in Jamestown. Andrew Buckley is descended directly from Stephen Hopkins. He's a two-time Emmy-nominated producer, founder of Hit and Run History, and his latest film, Stephano, The True Story of Shakespeare's Shipwreck, is out now. You can find out more about Andrew Buckley in the show notes for today's episode. Here's what he had to say about how Shakespeare would have heard of Stephen Hopkins' story. Hello, Andrew. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
William Shakespeare, himself a poet and playwright, was on board the Sea Venture with Stephen Hopkins. Afterwards, Shakespeare published his account of his time on the Sea Venture. He called it a true repertory, a most dreadful tempest, the manifold deaths whereof are here to the life described. Andrew, I want to ask about what year this was published and whether it was a popular publication, or I guess more poignantly, whether any of the survivors of the Sea Venture voyage made it back to London to tell their stories in person. I'm trying to make the connection here between how the story of the Sea Venture and Stephen Hopkins' story might have circulated around where Shakespeare could have heard it.
Right. Well, if we look at simply publication history and such, his account of this didn't get published until 1625, when he had nearly 15 years to punch it up. That account of the wreck was part of a larger narrative that he put together about going to Virginia and such. However, it all stems from originally a letter that he wrote in July, I believe, of 1610. That was written to a lady, unidentified, and it was an account of everything that happened, including the wreck, and more importantly, it got back to London, caused a sensation because there was this miraculous rescue, so to speak, a self-rescue by the people aboard the Sea Venture who were thought lost. And this wasn't just a ship that was, just another ship going to Jamestown. This was the flagship of a fleet that was going to relieve the colony. And when it was lost, all the important people for the colony were also considered lost. And when they then rescued themselves by building two vessels on Bermuda and going to Virginia, and word got back to London, it was considered a miracle. The Virginia company that was in great financial straits at the time, used as a marketing gimmick, really, to say, God has determined that England should prevail and have a North American colony. And so it really turned things around. For a piece of propaganda, it was great, but it was seen as providential. And then just a few months later, the Tempest was performed for King James in the banqueting hall.
That's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the full episode at castycash.com/episode 210. That's castycash.com/EP210. And there's a link directly to that below this video. Thank you for watching. I'm Cassidy Cash, and I hope you learned something new about the Bard. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.